I'm Professor Theodore Whitmore, a seasoned expert with over 20 years of experience in the fields of psychology and personal development. Welcome to the Whitmore Way. Listen to me. Have you ever felt stuck? Like no matter how hard you try, something inside you just can't break free. You know there's more to life, more potential within you, but something always seems to be holding you back. Maybe it's a lack of confidence, maybe it's fear of failure, or maybe you just don't know where to start. But let me ask you this. What if I told you that in just 30 days you could start to turn your life around? Yes, you heard me right. 30 days. That's all it takes to start changing the course of your life. You might be thinking, is that even possible? Can someone really transform their life in such a short period of time? Well, the truth is that life-changing transformations don't always require years of therapy or complicated self-help plans. It only takes a decision, a commitment to yourself that you are worthy of more. You deserve to be the best version of yourself. The reason I'm so passionate about helping you unlock your potential is because I've seen it happen in the lives of countless people, including my own. With over 20 years of experience in psychology, personal development, and motivational leadership, I've learned that lasting change is a process, but it's also one that is within reach for anyone who is willing to take the first step. And that first step, it's not as complicated as you might think. Change doesn't have to be an overwhelming, impossible task. You don't need to wait until the perfect moment or try to overhaul your entire life overnight. All you need is a clear vision, a solid plan, and the commitment to take small, consistent actions every single day. I promise you, in just 30 days, you can start to see a major shift in your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your life. As the great philosopher Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So, let's dive into how we can make these 30 days count. It's time to create new habits that will lead you towards your highest potential. And if you're ready to take that leap, then this is the perfect place for you to start. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts you need to create a life-changing transformation in just 30 days. Together, we'll walk through the process step by step, ensuring you have everything you need to take control of your destiny. Are you ready to begin? Let's unlock the best version of yourself together. We've established that you can make a real, life-altering change in just 30 days. But the question is, how do we do it? Well, the answer starts with something incredibly simple, but often overlooked: your mindset. You see, we are constantly bombarded by messages in our society about how we should be living our lives, what we should be achieving, and where we should be headed. It's easy to get lost in the noise and forget the most important part of any transformation: the way you think about yourself and your life. And here's the kicker: everything starts in your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, whether you realize it or not. If you believe you can't change, then you won't. If you tell yourself that you're stuck, guess what? You'll stay stuck. But if you choose to change your mindset and start believing in the possibility of transformation, you are already on the path to success. But how do we begin shifting our mindset? The first step in making any real change is deciding that you want to change. And I mean truly deciding. You know, there's a difference between wanting something and deciding to make it happen. Wanting is passive, like wishing for a better life without doing anything about it. But deciding is active. It means you've committed to making a change, no matter what. This brings us to one of the most powerful tools in the world of personal transformation: setting intentional goals. When you commit to making a change in your life, it's essential to have a clear, actionable goal that will guide you. But here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They either set goals that are too vague or they aim for things that are too far out of reach. Both can be detrimental to your success. Imagine for a second that you're driving a car. You can't just say, I want to go somewhere, and then hope you'll end up where you want to be. No, you need a destination. You need a clear, specific address, right? Your goals work the same way. Instead of saying, I want to improve my life, be specific. In 30 days, I want to feel more confident in myself, wake up with a sense of purpose, and take consistent steps toward achieving my long-term goals. This might seem like a lot to take on, but trust me, breaking it down like this will keep you focused. Now, when you get clear on your goals, you're not just dreaming, you're setting yourself up for actionable steps. These small steps are what will drive the change, day after day. One of the key strategies for ensuring your goals are achievable is using the SMART goal framework: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, rather than saying, I'll be more confident, a SMART goal would sound like, I'll practice self-affirmations every morning for 5 minutes for the next 30 days to boost my self-confidence. Now that's actionable. Now that's measurable. But here's the thing. Goals alone aren't enough. You need to pair those goals with a consistent action plan. Let me tell you something that might be a little hard to hear. Success isn't about motivation, it's about discipline. I know you've probably heard a lot about the power of motivation. It's everywhere. Just find your passion. Stay motivated. But here's the truth. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel like you can take on the world. Other days you'll feel like crawling back into bed and forgetting the world exists. But if you rely only on motivation, you'll never make progress. Discipline, on the other hand, is a daily commitment to your goals, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up when it's tough, pushing through when you're tired, and keeping your eyes on the prize, no matter what obstacles come your way. Here's how you build discipline. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with grand plans. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day. Focus on the small things that, over time, will add up to big change. Maybe it's setting aside 10 minutes every morning to meditate. Maybe it's committing to an hour of exercise 3 times a week. Whatever it is, keep it manageable. And most importantly, track your progress. You'll be amazed at how motivating it is to see those small wins accumulate. Celebrate them. Every step you take towards your goal, no matter how small, is progress. I want to give you a simple tool to help you build this discipline: the 5-minute rule. When you're feeling resistance or doubt, commit to doing something for just 5 minutes. Whether it's reading a chapter of a book, exercising, or journaling, just 5 minutes. You'll often find that once you start, you'll want to keep going. And even if you don't, you've still done something, and that's enough for today. Here's a key truth that I want you to internalize. Small, consistent actions add up to big results. And this is the secret to transforming your life in 30 days. It's not about big, flashy gestures. It's about steady, consistent action that moves you toward your goals. And with the right mindset and a clear, actionable plan, you can absolutely make those small actions add up to something incredible. So, right now, I want you to think about one specific goal you'd like to achieve in the next 30 days. Something that excites you but also feels achievable. Write it down, make it clear, make it real. You've got this. All right, let's talk about the next step in your transformation journey: building powerful habits. You see, we're not talking about just changing a few things for the next 30 days and then going back to your old ways. No, this is about creating lasting change that sticks. It's about developing habits that support your new mindset, keep you aligned with your goals, and help you continue to grow long after the 30 days are over. Think about it this way. We are the sum of our habits. What we do every day, how we spend our time, how we treat ourselves, those things shape who we become. But here's the exciting part. You have control over your habits. You can choose which ones to keep, which ones to change, and which new ones to build. But here's the kicker. Building new habits isn't as hard as we make it out to be. In fact, it can be simple, and here's why. Our brains are wired to repeat things. When you do something repeatedly, your brain starts to form new neural connections, making it easier and easier to do that thing without even thinking about it. This is how habits are formed, and, fortunately for you, you're in charge of which habits your brain repeats. So how do you make habits stick? How do you make them automatic? It starts with consistency. Now, I know consistency is one of those words that gets thrown around a lot, but I want you to really think about what it means. It doesn't mean you have to go all in every single day or be perfect. It means showing up day after day, no matter how small the action. Even on the days when you feel like you're too tired or too busy, consistency means doing something, anything, to move you closer to your goal. This is where the power of micro habits comes in. I want you to think of a micro habit as the tiniest possible version of a habit. It's so small that you can't fail at it. For example, if you want to start exercising every day, don't set a goal of working out for an hour. Instead, start with 5 minutes. If you want to read more, don't aim to finish a book in a week. Start with just a page a day. Here's the magic. When you start small and stay consistent, the habit builds naturally. The brain begins to associate that tiny action with a positive outcome, and before you know it, 5 minutes becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, and eventually you're doing the full workout or finishing that book without even thinking twice about it. But don't just stop there. To build habits that will actually transform your life, you need to stack them. This is a concept known as habit stacking. The idea is simple. You take a habit you already do consistently and then stack a new habit on top of it. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you could stack a habit of doing 5 minutes of meditation right after you brush your teeth. Or if you always have a cup of coffee first thing in the morning, stack a habit of writing down one thing you're grateful for while you sip your coffee. This works because your brain is already conditioned to associate the first habit, like brushing your teeth, with a specific time of day. So when you pair it with a new habit, your brain makes that connection, and soon enough, the new habit becomes just as automatic as the old one. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, this sounds easy in theory, but what if I slip up? What if I don't stick to it? And I get it. Change isn't always smooth sailing. There will be days when you feel like giving up or when life throws a curveball. But that's okay. Here's the secret to maintaining your progress. Don't be hard on yourself when you slip up. One of the biggest obstacles to building new habits is the fear of failure. But here's the truth. You will face setbacks. Everyone does. The key is not letting one bad day or week stop you from continuing. If you miss a day of meditation, don't quit altogether. If you skip a workout, get back at it the next day. The consistency lies in showing up again after you've fallen off track. It's important to remember that imperfection is part of the process. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be persistent. And persistence is what will ultimately lead to the results you want. I also want to talk about environmental cues for a moment. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your habits. If you want to start eating healthier, for example, don't keep junk food within easy reach. Stock your kitchen with healthy snacks. If you want to write more, make sure your writing materials are always within arm's reach. The fewer obstacles you have to face, the more likely you are to follow through with your habits. Another crucial aspect of building habits is tracking your progress. There's something incredibly powerful about seeing your success unfold in real time. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a simple journal, a habit tracker, or even a calendar where you check off the days you successfully completed a habit. This visual cue will not only keep you accountable, but it will also serve as a reminder of how far you've come. And speaking of progress, don't forget to celebrate your wins. Big or small, celebrate every milestone. It doesn't matter if you've completed a full 30-day streak or if you just managed to meditate for 5 minutes today. Acknowledge your effort, because every step you take is a step closer to the person you're becoming. And just as a reminder, if you're loving this content and feeling inspired, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and reach more people who are ready to transform their lives. We've talked about mindset, goal setting, and habit formation, but let's get to the core of it all. Taking consistent, deliberate action every single day. This is the final piece of the puzzle that will make all of your dreams come to life. Here's the thing. Without action, everything else is just theory. You can have the best mindset in the world, set the most amazing goals, and create all the perfect habits, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. It's like building the foundation of a house and then never actually constructing the building on top of it. You have to put in the work to see the results. So what does consistent action look like? It means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and taking steps, no matter how small, toward the goals you've set for yourself. It means embracing the process, understanding that growth isn't linear, and committing to doing what it takes for the long haul. I know that life can get busy. We all have responsibilities, distractions, and moments when it feels like there's just no time for personal growth. But here's the truth. If you want to change your life, you make time. And it doesn't have to be hours every day. Start with just 15 to 30 minutes. It could be that 30-minute walk you take every morning, or the 15 minutes you spend journaling before bed, or the time you dedicate to reading or learning something new. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. And here's where many people go wrong. They expect immediate, massive results. But transformation takes time. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the fruit right away, but if you nurture that seed, water it consistently, and give it the right environment, eventually it will grow. Your actions are the water that nourish your growth, and along this journey, you will face challenges. It's inevitable. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, when the obstacles seem too big to overcome, and when doubt creeps in. But I want you to remember this one powerful thing. You have the strength to overcome these moments. When challenges arise, they are not signs to stop. They are opportunities to grow. Embrace the discomfort. It's in those moments of discomfort that true transformation happens. When you push through the resistance, you come out stronger, more resilient, and closer to the person you're meant to be. Now let's take a moment to focus on the most important part of this journey: self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things aren't going perfectly, but I want you to understand that being kind to yourself is a vital part of the transformation process. You are not a robot. You're human. And sometimes you're going to have setbacks. That's normal. The key is not to beat yourself up or quit, but to acknowledge your progress and keep moving forward. Celebrate the small wins. Honor the effort you're putting in every day. And when you fall, remember that getting up is what truly matters. In fact, falling is a part of the process. It's not failure, it's learning. Every time you pick yourself up and continue moving forward, you're building your resilience, your confidence, and your belief in yourself. You are creating a new identity, one that is unshakable and unstoppable. But let's be real for a moment. Transformation isn't just about what you do. It's also about who you become in the process. As you take action each day, as you build new habits and face challenges head-on, you are becoming a new version of yourself. You are becoming the person who can achieve anything, and once you realize that, there's nothing stopping you. This journey is yours. It's about the changes that you make in your own life. It's about claiming your power and stepping into the best version of yourself. You have the ability to create the life you want in just 30 days, but it takes commitment, discipline, and action. And let me say this, because I believe it with every ounce of my being. You are capable of more than you know. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, Doctor Whitmore, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to these changes and take action. And I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You can change your life in just 30 days, but only if you start now. Start small, start consistent, and start with the mindset that you will succeed. Keep going even when it's tough. And remember that every small step you take toward your goal is a victory. You're not in this alone. There's an entire community of people out there working toward their own transformations, and we're all rooting for you. Before I wrap this up, I just want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe to help this channel grow. When you engage with the content, you not only help me continue to bring you these videos, but you also become part of a growing community that is committed to personal transformation. Let's continue this journey together. So, as we close out this video, I want you to take a deep breath and affirm to yourself, I am ready for change. I am capable of achieving my goals. I will take action every single day, and I will unlock the best version of myself. And with that, I'll leave you with this final thought. Your transformation starts now. Thank you so much for watching. Let's make these next 30 days count, and I'll see you in the next video. I am Professor Theodore Whitmore.